The tugboat, for its size, is quite possibly one of the most powerful vessels afloat. And Captain Bruce and his fleet of tugs are what make up the docks and waterways that make up the Outback port. This is Outback Tugs. The 1960s, a time of transition from steam to diesel. Outback Port was one of the most busiest rural ports in the world, and unlike most, it saw loads of different vessels come in, right up from tramp steamers to ocean liners, and as a result, all the vessels that worked in the port were kept very busy. My fleet of tugs were no exemption. I had 2 harbour tugs, Alexander, a paddle steamer, Pox, a steam tug, a railway tug, Darrell, and James Kelp, the sole ocean-going tug. I remember the time when we were especially short on tugs, and we desperately needed another one to help us out with the extra work. It started like most. Morning briefing.
Good morning, fleet. How are we this morning? Alright. One at a time now. I do have some good news. I was finally able to hire a switcher from downriver to help us. Alexander, he'll be working with you.
Why, aye, sir. Here, what's his name?
I don't know. All I know is that he's coming up this morning, and I want you to go meet him. Right, for the rest of you, it's just business as usual. Darrell, make sure you have the petrol trucks ready for the diesel loco to pick up. And Pops, there's a barge upriver that's going to be repurposed. Could you please pick it up?
Just across the docks from my base, another tug company had set up there, and was in competition with me. They had much more younger and efficient tugs than mine, but they weren't really the nicest of types. They were the diesel stacks.
Now listen to me, and listen to me carefully. Those goody two-shoes over there have got a contract to supply more containers for the railway. And once more, there is a ship coming in later today that needs more tugs.
Yes, Captain, sir. We will show them who's outdated.
That's what I like to hear, Basil.
So what do we do?
What do you think, Basti? We do something devious.
But they might find out though.
Shut it. And that was right. Later that day, I did have a contract to bring in a new ocean liner, and because it was a heck of a lot bigger than what the others were, it was going to require nearly all my tugs. That was all, except the switcher, of course. Switchers don't usually work on ocean liners unless they were desperately needed. In the meantime, Alexander had met up with the switcher and was soon working very, very hard with him. I never asked your name. The switcher was unbelievably quiet, but did prove to do his job all right. But Alexander was worried for him for being so quiet. In the meantime, I had sent James Kelp out to get ready to tow the ocean liner, but Basil and Basti at that very moment were hatching their dastardly plan.
Well, hello, Pops. Need a hand with that heavy old barge?
Well, guys, if you really mean it.
We do. Must help a fellow tugboat from time to time, eh? The switcher at that point was resting when he heard Basil's horn.
Oh boy, a diesel tug. I was told that they could be trouble.
So he decided to carefully go and follow Basil. Basil had left the barge in an old dock that hadn't been used in many years. Pops is never going to find it here. Contract, here we come. And Basil slithered away, unknowing that the little switcher had seen the whole thing.
What are you doing back here so early, Pops?
Delivered the barge, sir.
Well, it just so happens I received a complaint from the customer. It so happens it hasn't been delivered. So go back and find it, and make sure you're in time to tow the ocean liner.
Yes, sir.
Excuse me, sir?
Please, not now. I'm worried about Pops. He's lost one of our barges he was supposed to...
Pops didn't lose no barge. I saw that one of the diesel tugs took it.
Wait, you sure?
Yes, as sure as I need a new name and a new job.
Right, okay. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to tow it to the train line. Do you know the way? And do you remember where the diesel tug left it?
Certainly do.
And if you see Pops along the way, tell him to go and help James Kelp and the others. So, it turns out your trick fell through!
Impossible! That dock hasn't been used in years!
Either way, you were seen! Now Pops is available to help the ocean liner. We can't do anything! What kind of silly morons do I have working for me?
Terrifyingly awful ones.
Yes, sorry, Captain, sir.
I don't want to hear! Get out of my sight! All of you! Very well done, Fleet. We had a very confusing and action-packed day today. We learnt never to trust the opposition, no matter how nice a mood they might be in, or how they might act towards you. And if you look up on the bright side, for a very brave, helpful movement, and helping it out very well, I'd like you to welcome our newest recruit. Manny Steamer, I'd like to welcome you aboard my fleet.
Thank you, sir. I can't thank you enough for my new name and job.